many of which may be provided with competitive advantages as a result of operating under different cultural and legal expectations on issues such as employee pay, safety, and environmental stewardship. Firms attempting to uphold higher standards than their competitors potentially face higher costs, lower profits, and the threat of punishment by the short-term orientation of financial markets. The fate of one company and its leader, who has often and rightfully been upheld as a model of good corporate leadership, reflects these new challenges. The company is Malden Mills, makers of Polartec, a popular fleece material used in outerwear. 2 weeks before Christmas in 1995, the people of the town of Methuen, Massachusetts, watched a devastating fire destroy 3 of 4 of the company's factories, the core of one of the last remaining large-scale textile mills in the region and the town's key employment and economic lifeline. The fire injured 24 people, left 1,400 workers unemployed, and confirmed fears that the town would be destroyed economically, the plight suffered by many New England towns as other mills shut down in search of more cost-efficient labor sources overseas. In a stunning surprise, the company's majority owner, Aaron Feuerstein, then 70 years old, who could have simply retired on the insurance money, immediately announced plans to rebuild with the goal of having his workers back in the mill within a few months. Furthermore, Feuerstein gave every employee a $275 Christmas bonus and a $20 coupon for food at a local supermarket. Amid cheers from his employees, he then announced that for at least the next 30 days he would pay every worker's salary in full and that their health insurance had been paid for the next 90 days. Citing his faith and his belief that difficult circumstances provide the real test of moral convictions, Feuerstein stated that collecting the insurance money and retiring was never a thought that crossed his mind. "My commitment is to Massachusetts and New England. It's where I live, where I play, where I worship. Malden Mills will rebuild right here," he said at the time. After the announcement, Feuerstein followed through on his promises, receiving national attention for his actions. In the immediate years after rebuilding, the company experienced increased employee loyalty and production in the form of lower turnover and error rates. The Malden Mills story was often shared as an example of extraordinary business citizenship and how it pays to prioritize people over profits. Recently, however, the story took an unfortunate and complex turn. Due in part to competitive forces and to the cost of rebuilding and paying wages to idle workers, the company became mired in debt and filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy in late 2001. While the company emerged from bankruptcy in late 2003, Feuerstein's ownership of the company was significantly reduced, with banks and other creditors, who may not share Feuerstein's sense of social responsibility, assuming a controlling interest in the company. Moreover, the company may have to turn to more overseas production, in China, to remain competitive. To be sure, the message here is not that nice guys finish last or that it is impossible to exercise leadership that attends to matters other than profits. However, this story does put us on appropriate notice that ethics applied to competitive markets is more complex than simple. Often used platitudes such as "do the right thing" or "it all comes down to character" portray. Improving the ethical climate of business is a challenging and multidimensional task, and one that requires attentiveness to ethical norms and economic realities. The underlying premise of this book is that ethics derived from the Christian tradition has much to contribute to this endeavor. While the world of commerce may not be Christian and may not readily accept ethical guidance couched in faith-based language, many business people seek and take guidance from their faith traditions. These are some of the very people whose everyday decisions influence the values and conduct within the marketplace. Furthermore, many of the ethical constructs derived from the Christian faith can also be communicated in language that appeals to the broader marketplace. Most importantly, Christian ethics and the worldview on which it is based offer a truthful lens from which to view